Hey there and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw a chibi spawn. So let's get started with the eyes. I'm going to start with the upper eyelid for the left side. So starting on the outside, I'm going to curve in towards the center of the face. So curving in. From here I'm just going to do a little curve up for the frown line, coming in towards the center. We're going to leave a little gap here and go to the right side. Starting from the inside, we'll curve to the inside of the eye and then draw the curve for the upper eyelid. Let's go ahead and draw on the bottoms of the eyes. So we're going to step in on the left side just a little and draw a half circle from here in towards the center of that eye. So curving down to the bottom, and then just tuck that in underneath the frown line. We'll go to the right side and do the same thing. So starting up here, curve down, and then tuck that in underneath the eyelid. Let's give a little bit of an eye bag. So in here, I'm just going to draw a curve going down on the left and on the right. From here, we're going to move towards drawing the head. So let's draw on the lower jaw first. So on the left side of the eye, we're just going to move over a little bit and just draw a point. On the right side, I will do the same thing. From here, we're going to connect down towards the chin. So the chin I'm going to draw probably right about here. So let's take this point, curve down and in towards the center. From here, I'm going to make my way back up towards the right side. So slowly working my way across and then curving up to the side on the right. From here, we're going to curve out just a little bit to the top of the skull, so up to about here. So on the left side, we're going to curve out just a little bit and work our way to the top of the head. Just taking our time as we curve all the way around back over to the right side. From here, now we can draw some detail for the mask. So from the frown line, I'm just going to step in just a little bit and curve up. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. It's always easiest to balance your drawing out as you go left to right. From here, I'm going to curve this back in. Two short lines, left and right. And then we're going to curve up, just above each eye. Curving up and outwards. From here, we're going to work our way towards the center. So curving up and in. Do the same thing on the right side, so right about there. And we're going to just do a little point at the end. So we're going to curve this down on both sides. From here, let's work our way back up to the outside. So from here, we're going to curve up and tapering the line out so it gets a little bit thicker as we get up to the outside. And then we're going to curve and just make our way to the side of the head. So from here, we curve and just go to the side of the head. Just merge that in. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So curving down. From here, let's draw the lower part of the pattern. So from here, from that same starting point, I'm going to curve down and out, both sides. We're going to curve up and out, two short lines. We're going to curve down towards the chin. So curving down, both sides. Now we're going to go along the bottom of the head. So from here, we're just going to trace this part along the bottom to right about there, on both sides. And then we're just going to curve in the opposite direction and just meet up with the side of the head. So curving out. Like that. One little thing I want to do is add a little frown line in the center. So right in between the eyes, let's draw a little curve like that. Okay, so we got the head. Let's get into the body. So we're going to start by drawing the two skulls on the shoulders, the thing that holds the cape together. So on the left side, we're going to draw a very simple skull. We're going to draw like almost like a half circle, maybe a little bit more than a half circle, going around like this, and draw two short lines coming down, and connect those 2 points with a curve. At the bottom edge here, we're just going to draw some teeth. So I'm just going to pull a couple lines coming up, and then two black circles for the eyes. We're going to fill them in black. Like that. Let's do the same thing on this side. So you see that I tilted this just a little bit this way. We're going to tilt it the opposite way on the right side. So starting with the skull part first. Draw two angled lines coming down. We'll connect those 2 points with a curve, and then two short lines for the teeth. Draw in two black circles, coloring them in for the eyes, like that. Now we're going to connect those two skulls with a chain that goes across. So I'm going to show you a very easy way to draw a chain. So we're going to draw the face side of the links first, and we'll draw the outside afterwards. So along here, I'm just going to draw these little ovals with a little bit of space in between. Trying to fit them all in like that. And then in between, we're going to draw circles around. So starting from the center point of this oval, we're going to bridge over to the next one over. We're going to continue this along the top, and we'll just tuck this in underneath the skull on both sides. Now we're going to draw the bottom side. So just connecting the centers of the ovals all the way across. That. Just tuck that in underneath. And then on the inside, we're just going to draw a smaller circle, just tucked in underneath like that. So it kind of looks like the chain is linked together all the way across. On the end here, you can just connect it like that, okay? So we've got the chain across the chest. Let's go down to the body. So with all my chibis, I draw the body at the same height as the head. So I use my left hand, I work my way down. So this would be the bottom of the feet. Halfway between the chin and the feet is where the waistline is going to be. So I'm going to draw the sides of the hips first. So underneath each skull, I'm just going to draw a curve. Coming down to the hips. Now from here, I want to draw the center skull buckle. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the shoulders. I'm going to draw that little circle first. 2 lines coming down. We'll connect the 2 lines with a curve. The 2 short lines coming out for the teeth. And then 2 black circles for the eyes. We're going to draw some chains that go across the waist as well. So we're going to do the same thing first. So we're going to draw those ovals first. We'll do one right beside the skull. Leave a little space. We can probably fit in 3 on either side. Just working our way across. Just like that. And then we're going to connect the tops with a curve. Just the top of the middle, all the way across on the right side, like so. Now we're going to draw the bottom half. Curving around the bottom, and then tucking this underneath the skull. Continue on the right side. Now inside we're going to draw those little half circles, or little circles underneath. Just connecting the ovals. Tuck that in underneath the skull. Just like that. And on the ends here, we can just finish this off by just drawing a little oval on the end. Just like that. Okay, let's draw a little pattern on the chest. So there's these little flares that come up and they come down on the side of the body. So just on the left and right of the skull, on the top of the head, we're going to curve up towards the left and right. We're going to do an angled line going up and in. From these points, I'm going to curve to the side of the body. Just curving them out. Now we're going to go back to the bottom here. We're going to curve up, leaving a little gap at the top. And then I'm just going to pull these down to the side of the body, like that. Let's go to the lower part of the body now. So from here, again, the feet will come down to here. So we're going to start with the lower torso. Draw a little short line across, a little curve. On the left side, we're going to draw the inside part of the leg. So we're going to step in, curve to the heel. On the right, we'll curve down towards the heel. Now, before I get any further, I'm going to draw that little point that comes down in the lower torso. So just under the skull, we're going to draw a little V like that. Let's draw the span of the feet. So from the heel to toe, just draw a curve. All the way across, making sure they're the same length. We'll draw the top of the feet. So from the toe, I'm going to curve the top, aim towards the heel, but I'm just going to stop about halfway, kind of like that. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So right here, curve across like this. I'm going to draw some soles. So I'm going to step up and draw that same curve along the bottom to give the sole some thickness. Just across like that. And then from the hips, I'm just going to curve down to the top of the feet. So curving down like that on both sides. Let's draw the ankle straps. So right here, I'm going to draw a curve. And I'm going to step up and just draw another curve just above it. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So you can see there's a little overlap on the top of the foot. And we're going to draw some spikes. So in the center here, we're just going to draw 2 circles, side by side. And on the ends, I'm going to draw a point. Just pointing out towards the left. On the inside, it'll point towards the right. Let's do the same thing on the right ankle. Draw the spikes first. And draw the circle inside. We're going to see if we can fit in the upper thigh band here. So right here, go across, and then just below it, draw another curve. And then just along here, I'm just going to draw a couple of lines going across like that. Okay, so let's get into the arms. So I'm just going to have the arms hanging down in fists. So we're going to start with the inside part of the arm first. So just below the skull, I'm going to draw the inside part of the arm. From here, we're going to round out around the thumb. So from here, we're going to do an overlap, do a curve, like a half circle for the thumb, do a little bracket to finish off the thumb there. Now we're going to wrap the fingers around. So right here, I'm just going to curve around that bracket. We're going to do an overlap. So stepping back, do another curve. And we're going to do one more curve, but we're going to bring this all the way up. But the cape collar is going to block that. So we're going to go back up to the top and draw in the cape collar before we get any further. So right beside the skull, I'm going to draw a curve going out. We're going to do this on both sides, kind of like that. We're going to curve up the tops. Curve up and in, curves in. Now we're going to take that point and just curve it back in towards the skull. So it tapers in, gets a little bit thinner, but we're not going to connect it at the end. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So curving in right about there. Now we want to show that the cape collar turns this way. So I'm going to draw a curve on the back side. So down here, I'm just going to draw a curve in behind the head. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we can finish off the arms. So stepping down again, we're going to curve up and underneath that collar. From here, let's draw on the wristband. So similar to what we did with the ankles, we're going to start on the outside of the arm, curving in towards the thumb. We'll step up and just draw that same curve. We're drawing some spikes. We draw the two circles in first, and then on the end here, do spike out towards the left, spike aiming towards the body. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So we're going to start with the inside part of the arm, curving, do an overlap, draw that curve for the thumb, and we'll draw a bracket. We're going to step in on the thumb and just swirl around for the first finger, step back, do a second finger, and then the third one we're going to tuck in underneath the collar. So right here we'll curve up, just pull that in underneath the collar. We're going to draw on the wristband. So curving across the wrist, stepping up, drawing another curve, and then in here we're going to draw two circles. And on the sides we'll draw the little spikes on the left and right side. The final thing we want to do is draw on the cape. So I'm going to draw a big cape sort of wisping over towards the right side. So down here between the collar and the arm, I'm just going to draw a curve going out and then tucking in behind the body. This curve is going to go in between the legs, so curving up, and then right here I'm just going to curve it back down like that. Now we want to give a little bit of wave to the end, so I'm just going to curve almost like a big S, like that, and then we're going to curve in towards the arm, and we'll curve it back up in between the arm and the body like that, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Spawn. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you check out our Chibi playlist. I have a ton of characters in there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.